Chapter 1. So, after a few times of us conversating back and forth through Facebook and social media sites, we finally agreed upon one time to actually sit and have a conversation in coffee. Chose a nice little spot in Midtown. As we sat down and looked over the table, we exchanged stories about growing up, past family issues, knowing that I was a two-time divorcee. She had just come out of a pretty significant relationship herself. We glanced eyes at each other. It seemed as though there was a question, and it just resonated in the air. Not knowing what it was, I just took it upon myself to ask. What's on your mind? As she took the spoon and stirred the coffee, she looked down instantly as a child, but then raised her head up slowly and said one of the most powerful questions I had ever heard. She said, "I want to know what love is." Catching me off guard, but at the same time, awakening every sense that I had. I asked her, "You've been in a relationship, and both of us are past the age where we've went in and out of things." But she reiterated, "No, I've had relationships. I've had relationships where I gave, and I had relationships where I received. But I didn't feel like that was it." Looking at her, I nodded my head, knowing exactly what she meant, because I'd had the same experiences. It seemed as though the chemistry was growing more intense, because at that moment I actually realized that both of us had actually went through the same type of experiences through our life, where you recant to times when you put forth the effort and there was nothing to show for it, or someone put forth the effort to you, but it just seemed as though the song was playing, but the notes were off key. So as I gathered myself, I responded, "Me too." And at that moment, it was really quiet, because both of us realized that we had gone through our lives searching for something that we defined by other people's experiences, or maybe judged it by what we had seen growing up or from friends. But we had really, as of yet, really delved into the true definition of what love is. So I asked her, "What do you think love is?" She said, honestly, as she went back and looked at the coffee as it stirred slowly, hearing the spoon back and forth against the ceramic, I just envisioned it to be something deeper than this, deeper than the things I've experienced. And I did understand the same thing, because it's the vastness of the cosmos. That one thing that eluded both of us was the biggest question. Sex is something that you can have an orgasm on, and it does give momentary pleasure. And having success in a career or in a certain objective is something that you would revel in because it was such a impactful experience and achievement. But love was something that eluded both of us. So as I gathered my blazer and loosened the button, I sat back and I explained to her what my envision was. You know what I think love is? As she anxiously looked at me, not knowing what I was about to say. I felt my heart open up as I poured out. Love is something that I've wanted. It's that moment when you know you're truly rewriting the history books. You're actually putting yourself in a position that rivals Romeo and Juliet, that rivals Anthony and Cleopatra. It's something that you see that has the same energy as a supernova, but it's as peaceful as a beachfront picture. She seemed stunned because I guess my description was maybe a little deeper than what she anticipated. So I asked her, "What do you envision love as being?" Her response was, "I see a silver haired lady on a swing set with an elderly man sitting beside. And as he held her, he only wanted to see the sunrise as he felt her. And he wanted that same feeling that she felt, as he could feel her heartbeat. She felt his. At that moment, I gotta admit, I really was kind of stunned because it really was a deep, deep definition. So as both of us gathered our composure after going to such a deep level and having such joking conversation before it started, we knew that the level had inclined in our conversation. I sat there momentarily and I asked her, there's no predicate to love. I'm just the type of guy that's either all in or I'm all out. And unfortunately, I have certain switches that make me turn off really, really quick. And she said, "Yeah, I understand. The same with me. Sometimes I give in to what I think the perfect picture should be. And when it doesn't reach that, I just pull back and exit, feeling as though I'm setting myself up for failure." As I agree with her, I truly do understand. I do the same thing. So another moment of silence passed, and we looked at each other, knowing that there was some connection that was made. It was as though it was two people that were standing in an abyss where it was total silence. Or better yet, two people that stood in a crowd of thousands and everything went completely soft. and as though you're looking at a picture that only a few people can see. And then you look down and find there's someone else that's actually looking at the same picture. As we exchanged our pleasantries and walked away from each other, knowing that we would meet again, it couldn't help but to cross my mind. Could this be that one moment in time? This possibly be that one person the destiny had chosen to actually not complete me, but complement me, that I would increase to another level? And I could hear her say, I really enjoyed the conversation because at times I do want to understand the challenge. So as I grabbed her coat and made sure that she had it on, as any true Southern gentleman would, I told her, have a good night, and I look forward to talking to you again. Not knowing whether the opportunity would present itself or not, because no one really places a lot of weight in what may be. But she looked at me and said, we will. I can assure you of that. And at that moment, I understood what the true definition of the awakening meant. The awakening was the awakening of a possibility. Now, as hurt as I was from what I just experienced, for some reason, all of a sudden, I received a brief glimmer of hope. Except it didn't come in the picture of her face or her body or what she said. It was just a possibility that there was something that was there that would not complete me, but complete the picture that I always wanted. And with that, we said goodbye, deep in thought, just as she was, and we ended our conversation.